Welcome to our new China Bend Winery channel. This series of videos will show you what it is like owning and operating a small winery, where the world's healthiest wines are created, using a 6,000-year-old ancient secret process.
We make the world's healthiest wines.
I am Bart, or my friends sometimes call me Loyalty, but Bart Loyalty Alexander. And I am the proprietor of the China Bend Winery. Any reaction or ill feeling that you get from drinking wine is because of the sulfites that are universally added. Wine is a delicious, clean, wonderful, food, beverage that can be and should be enjoyed without, any of these side effects. And we are organic. So what does that mean? We do not add anything in the winemaking. No sulfites, no chemicals or additives of any kind. And so you can enjoy these wines liberally, and no one ever gets a headache or a hangover or any kind of reaction or ill feeling because no nasty chemicals. The taste of the wines is so much better because you don't have the overtones of the sulfites, and you get a better bouquet, you get more fruit flavors, the natural taste and textures of the wine come through.
Hello, I'm Hector. Welcome back to What You Pay and What It Costs. Join us today as we go on a road trip to South China Bend Winery, and we explore their property at Roosevelt Lake and their unique process and grapes that they have chosen to make the wine that we serve. We hope that you will be excited and that you'll be able to learn a little bit about their unique philosophy in winemaking.
Yeah, well, I am Bart, or my friends sometimes call me Loyalty, but Bart Loyalty Alexander. And I am the proprietor of the China Bend Winery. We acquired this property 48 years ago, and it was totally raw, undeveloped land. I mean, there were no improvements of any kind. And so we were back to the land hippies, actually, and we basically, my wife and I, set up a tent. We had a 6 or 7 month old little baby with us, and we just started. And so here we are 48 years later. This is now our 29th year of commercial wine production. The winery estate itself is just 18.5 acres right here on Lake Roosevelt. In fact, we have approximately 1,000 feet of frontage right on Lake Roosevelt. Just the presence of the river has always been so huge to me, but it influences our vineyard. Because we're so low down here at 1,300 or 1,400 feet, and the influence of the lake itself, the river itself, it's always a little warmer here in the wintertime, a little cooler in the summertime. 50 years ago, when we were considering doing all this, my wife and I knew that we wanted to go organic. And this is before there was any, organic of, no government agencies, no certifying bodies, just a few crazy farmers, As soon as we produced some grapes and made some wine and tasted it, we knew that we could do it here. We knew that we could produce the highest quality, wines in the world, really, just right here. It's got the soil, it's got the climate. We've discovered the varieties, rare varieties of grapes that originated in the Alsace and in Switzerland. I mean, the varieties that we grow here will not make it at all in, Yakima or Walla Walla or the California. It's just too hot there. It only comes to perfection in a climate like this. So really rare wines most people have never even heard of before, let alone tasted. The winery has been going, this is our 29th year. The gardens have been going, and our food products there, an income stream from food products, 35, almost maybe 40 years. One of the first things we built, after we built a simple cabin, was to make a licensed food processing facility where we could take the beautiful, organic things that grow here, taste so good, and take those and just immediately process them and make a product, something valuable that we could sell, in a way that we could produce enough income so that we could continue to do that. We knew that in order to make any kind of a living on a small agricultural scene, we needed to be able to maximize the value of what we could produce here. Hence the food products, hence the Vino Fino. As I mentioned, the varieties that come to perfection here are varieties that originated in the Alsace there, which is now France, but has gone back and forth between France and Germany over the centuries, and also in Switzerland. And so the Maréchal Foch grape, this originated in the Alsace, and this is named after one of the most famous people that came out of World War I history. Was Field Marshal Foch. He was the head of the French and European Allied forces in the struggle against the Germans of World War I. And so he led the army that drove the Germans out of the Alsace. The remaining Alsatians, Frenchmen, were so happy with all that they, not only you go there now and every town has a boulevard named after Maréchal Foch, every little village has a statue of Maréchal Foch, and they also named their favorite grape after him, in honor of him. It happens to be the one that is just really showed us what could be done in the way of wine here. It was the first of those Alsatian, Swiss Alsatian varieties that we experimented with, and not only can tolerate the cool climate here, they thrive in it. They do not get the diseases that most wine grapes get. Well, what makes them very, very flavorful and deep and rich and dark and with texture and mouthfeel is the fact that the berries on these varieties are small compared to your Cabernet Sauvignon or your Merlot grapes or whatever, which are larger in size. And so the smaller the grape, the higher the skin to juice ratio. And so just like with a potato or a carrot, all the good healthy stuff and flavor things are in the skin and also in the seed. So these make not only very delicious wines that come to perfection in this climate, but they're also the healthiest that you could possibly grow. We are organic. So what does that mean? We do not add anything in the winemaking. No sulfites, no chemicals or additives of any kind. And so you can enjoy these wines liberally, and no one ever gets a headache or a hangover or any kind of reaction or ill feeling, because no nasty chemicals. The taste of the wines is so much better because you don't have the overtones of the sulfites, and you get a better bouquet, you get more fruit flavors, the natural taste and textures of the wine come through. Our techniques are not really, can't really be scaled up. almost all grapes all around the world are picked by machines now. You don't have people out in the vineyards very often, you know, cutting grapes by hand and this sort of thing. The machines, they go down the rows, they fingers on these sort of like fingers on the grapes. I'm in the machines that rip the grapes off the clusters. They collect broken grapes, leaves, birds' nests, whatever shakes out of the vines into the picking tanks. And so in order to prevent spoilage, even on the way to the winery, they're usually adding sulfites right into the picking tanks. And then because wine is so very vulnerable to contamination, not only from biological things like native yeast and bacteria and this sort of thing, but also oxygen, which is probably the main enemy of maintaining high quality wines. Our winery is open, basically every day except Sunday. That's one of the best things about doing this whole thing is that I get to enjoy meeting people that come here from all over the world, from all walks of life, but also people that have never really enjoyed wines very much. Maybe they came here more as tourists or whatever, and they think they don't like wines, but when they taste our wines, all of a sudden, they realize that this is what wine should taste like.
Thank you for watching our first in a series of videos describing what it's like owning and operating a small world-class winery. We hope you enjoyed learning about our history and our philosophy about creating a world-class wine. Please visit us at the Estate Winery and taste them for yourself. We can be reached at our web pages at chinabend.com. If you have ever wanted to own and operate a winery estate like ours, it is available for acquisition. It would be an excellent addition for any hotel or restaurant enterprise to have a private label. You can call or email us directly for more information.